Come on, you. I haven't got time to be messing about. Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. On this one, we're off on my last camper this year and it's going to be cold. It's about -1 now. It's due to drop to about -6 this evening. So it's going to be a real good test for my winter kit. I tell you what, let me catch my breath and I'll catch up with you in a bit. Oh. So I found this place doing a bit of swiping around on Google Maps, and as you can see, it looks pretty cool, not just on paper, in real life. So let's hope no one's beat me to it. But it was just my mind playing tricks fly by. My compass knows when I am wrong. I let it be my guide, keeping the fire in my eyes. Take and leave, I'll take it away, just be and sink with me. Life at ease, there'd be no
yeah, as I was saying, it's going to be a chilly one tonight. We're looking at lows of -6, and I think that's about as low as I've been, all-time low. So it's going to be a good test for winter kit. Got to the spot that I found on Google Maps, and it is epic. When I got to the summit, there were about 10 or 15 people up here. I'm like, oh no. And so I was like scoping everyone out, checking out how big the bags were. And I had the biggest bag of them all, mate. So luckily I am actually the only one here. So I've got all this to myself, and it is amazing. I got talking to a few people. I got talking to a young photographer, a really nice lad. He might actually watch this, so hiya mate if you're subscribed. And I got talking to an old lad who into all this sort of thing. He'd done the coast to coast, the English and the Scottish coast to coast. Yeah, just a really nice guy. So, and loads of people I bumped into started up conversations with me and stuff. So I ended up not setting up till about 3:30. And as you know, it goes dark at about 4 o'clock. So it were a bit of a rushed setup. I've not been able to peg. The ground's rock hard, so I've had to use like stones and stuff on the peg points, but I have got a right spot here. Proper grammable. So I want to try and get the drone up and get a few shots of this. And my videos don't usually have like a subject or a topic, but in this one I've got a little bit of information that I found out that I'd like to pass on to you all, because I think it's something that everyone that does this sort of thing should know. Stuff like how to contact mountain rescue, some hand signals, and a bit of Morse code that you can do with like a torch or a whistle if you ever need to attract attention or you ever need help in the mountains. So I'll give you a quick look round before we lose the light, and when we get confined to the tent we can talk about that other stuff. But at least I've got a topic to talk about this time instead of just boiling water. So the trail comes up around here and then ends here. Where's the tent, I hear you ask? Well, let's see if we can find her. I contemplated there, but I prefer a more rugged view. There she is, look. We didn't get much of a sunset, but I reckon we'll get quite a few stars tonight. And hopefully tomorrow morning we'll wake up to like a winter wonderland, I hope. Get a few shots at tent covered in frost for Graham. Maybe we'll get a nice sunrise. Right, lads and lasses, what we're going for. We've got peach and passion fruit Bellini, which I've had before. It's quite nice, that, actually, 6.6. Then we've got Heaven by Northern Monk. That's 7.2. I've never had that before, so I'm quite intrigued by that one. And then, 'cause Christmas is round the corner, we've got Festive Star, vanilla, cinnamon and chocolate porter, 5.2%. I think we'll save that for later. I'm going this one. Cheers everyone, I hope you're all alright. I hope you have a beautiful... No. Cheers everyone, I hope you're all alright. Cheers everyone. Cheers everyone, thanks for watching. Oh, that is cold. I think we might get a few weird noises tonight. I've heard the odd fox and stuff in the distance. Well, I wouldn't be surprised if there were a bit of wildlife around here. Right, I think I'm going to blaze a cigar. Why not, eh? They're more like cigarettes these than cigars, aren't they? I've just got little cheap Hamlets. Been quite bad recently with these because every time I were doing a camp or someone were having a barbecue or something like that, I'd go and get a fancy cigar, especially for camps. Like when you get set up this time of night, everything's set up, you're good to go, crack your first beer and have a nice fat cigar, a really good cigar. It's just the cherry on top, do you know what I mean? But I've got quite bad recently smoking these like through the week, or like it'll get to Friday and I'm like, well, let's celebrate with a cigar. So I'm gonna have to, that'll be my New Year's resolution to cut these out again, because I used to always be on the e-cig. I don't know if you'd noticed, I don't know if the ones of you that have followed me from when I first started YouTube, I used to always be blazing e-cig, but I quit that for about, I think it's about a year now that I've been on the just nicotine gum, and I was doing fine. And then I started camping quite a lot, having the odd cigar and that, and then before I knew it I was buying a pack of 10 Hamlets. I'll be on 20 L&B next, won't I? I don't know if you can actually see me now. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, it's actually really dark, and my iPhone 11 Pro in this sort of lighting you'd never be able to see anything. I've upgraded to the 14 Pro and it's nearly pitch black now, and the camera's still picking me up, so that's pretty good. Quite happy with that. Every time I'm due to get a new phone, the only thing I'm ever bothered about is a decent camera, and that is the main thing that I've always wanted. Even before I was doing YouTube, I used to be really into taking photographs and stuff like that. And that young lad that I mentioned, the photographer that I was talking to up here, He had like a Nikon camera. He told me what model and everything, but I can't remember, sorry mate. And I was looking at some of the shots he'd taken and they were immense, and I said the only thing is you can't fit that in your pocket, can you? Whereas, because we took a shot of this valley where we are, both of us. I took it on my phone, he took it on his Nikon, and his was they looked about the same side by side, but then when you zoomed in, mine went really grainy straight away, and he could zoom quite far in. And he was saying to me, for like, if you want to get your pictures blown up and framed or whatever, you can't really do it with phone pictures. They're not the best. Whereas with a proper camera, you can actually get them blown up and you don't lose much quality. It was a really nice lad actually. I hope you found my channel, mate. He wrote the name of my channel down. So just ignore some other videos, mate. Some of them are shocking. There's some good ones on there though, isn't there? Right. This is a problem with me. It's one extreme to other. If I'm going with one of my mates camping or whatever, I hardly ever talk to the camera because it's embarrassing. But when I'm on my own, unchecked, I just talk absolute drivel. Them dogs down there are kicking off, aren't they, at that farm? Give you a quick look around, see if you can see out all the town. Down here's all nicely lit up. Looks like a Christmas card, doesn't it? As you can see, it's getting pretty dark, and that thing up there keeps freaking me out. I keep catching it out of the corner of my eye, thinking it's like a weird Egyptian figure. You know that one with bird head? Bird head. Right, I'll see you in tent. It's another win for these boots. Doing my best not to comment on them just yet. Right, we best get shop shut up. Shut up. Let's batten down the hatches. It really has dropped now. There's a little bit of frost on the inside of the tent already. It's going to be a good one. Welcome to the tent. I've already got my hand warmers in. Put them in there. Oh, they really take the edge off. It's really nice. I've got 2 more packets, so I'll probably end up putting them in my socks and in my sleeping bag and that. Right then, before I have too many beers, let's talk about what you should do in an emergency in the mountains. So if you or someone you encounter on the trail need emergency assistance, or you need to contact Mountain Rescue, all you need to do is call 999 and ask for police and then Mountain Rescue. So before you call 999, it's a good idea to have a bit of a script so that you can just read from that when you actually speak to someone. So the first thing you need to know is your location. So ideally a grid reference or what 3 words. If you have no idea where you are, just look for any landmarks like cairns or trig points, roads, mountains even, paths, anything that might give them a rough idea where you might be. The nature of the emergency, or if it's a casualty, the nature of the injuries, the name, age and gender of the person that's been injured or needs rescuing, the number of people in your party, and your telephone number. So if you're in an emergency and you get your phone out and you've got no signal whatsoever, it's still worth trying to call 999, because even if your network doesn't have signal, they'll just piggyback other networks in the area that might have a bit of signal, so you can use them in an emergency. And if signal's really bad, or the emergency services are struggling to hear you because of like wind noise, or just your reception keeps cutting out, you can actually text the emergency services, but only if you register beforehand. So one thing that I think we all should do is register with the emergency services so that you can send a text. And that's something you can do right now if you want to. You just text register to 999 and they'll send you a message back for you to agree to the terms and conditions, agree to that. And once you've done that, you can actually text the emergency services, which could save your life really. Like if they can't hear you on the phone, you can just text them. It's always better to text anyway, isn't it? But a text message uses less bandwidth than a phone call. So if you were trying to call someone, it could be 1 minute you've got signal, 1 minute you aren't, and it just keep cutting out and losing signal. But a text message takes less bandwidth, so even in situations where you can't make a call, you might be able to send a text. Goes without saying, don't just text them or ring them for a chat. It's got to be in an emergency. And hopefully you and me will never have to call emergency services for Mountain Rescue, but if you do, that's the process. And if you do send them a text message, make sure there's as much information as you can get into that message. Like, hopefully you know where you are. If you don't, like I said, trig points, any sort of frame of reference, what they might be able to find you by, any injuries, your name, age, what service you require, so Mountain Rescue, you know, just put it all in there. So let's say you can't get hold of anyone on the phone, but you can see someone in the distance. You can signal to them using Morse code with a torch or a whistle. It works the same either or. So SOS in Morse code is 3 quick flashes, then pause, then 3 slow flashes, then pause, and then another 3 in quick succession, and then wait a minute and then repeat that. Or the internationally known signal for help needed is also, and probably easier to remember, just 6 quick flashes or 6 quick blasts of a whistle. And if someone was to see that and started flashing back, the internationally known signal for message received is 3 quick flashes and then repeat after a minute, 3 quick flashes. So if you want to communicate with someone in the distance or in an aircraft like a helicopter, don't just raise one arm, because one arm raised means all is well, and one arm raised and waving literally just means hello. So if you do require assistance, raise both arms above your head, creating a V shape, and then crisscross them like this. Or if you require medical attention, you can make a cross with your arms, or make a cross on the ground with sticks or stones or whatever you can find. Or you can also lay on the ground with your arms above your head. So hopefully I've put a few drone shots in there so you can see what it'd look like from the air when you're communicating with an aircraft. And yeah, I think that's about it. I made a little bit of a hash of that. I had a script written out and everything for that, but I just kind of winged it. But I hope you found that interesting, and I hope you never need it. So that's the serious stuff out of the way. What do you want for Christmas? I've been looking at Paramore jackets. I'm still perving on them, but I just can't justify 300 quid. And I think Santa would laugh at me if I asked for that. What's on your Christmas list for this year? And I thought you had something then. Put that in thumbnail. Clickbait. Big cat spotted in Lake District. If Santa could bring you literally any item of camping gear or walking gear, what would it be? Leave it in the comments. Right, I think that's enough talking for now. I'm boring myself again, so I'm gonna get stuck into my last beers, and yeah, I don't think I'll speak to you again till morning, but you never know. LNT, what an amazing night last night was. So still and calm. We had a little bit of snow in the night. I'd hear like a sss, and I was like, sss, and I was like, what is that? And then I tapped aside at the tent and it just went sss, everywhere. It was just snow sliding off at the tent, so that's a first for me. Absolutely incredible spot for my last wild camp of this year. Let's see what we can do next year. Let's see what we can do with the channel, see if I can make it a bit more professional and get a few more subscribers and that. Which, if you're watching this and you've enjoyed it and you're not subscribed, do us a favour, just click subscribe or like this video and leave comments and stuff like that. More or less everyone that I told that I was coming camping said that I were absolutely mental for coming in this weather. But what do you guys think? Would you do it? Leave a comment. It's like a Christmas advert for Aldi with me, Colin the carrot. Come on, carrot head. Another win for these lowers. As you can imagine, this ground is pretty slippy with it being snow and ice, but even when I'm trying to make myself slip on a slope, I'm not slipping. What an absolutely unbelievable camp that has been. It's been just perfect. Even right down to packing my bag went smoothly, driving here went smoothly, there were no traffic. My gear all worked out, I was warm enough. I had it to myself. I had the perfect spot hidden away behind there. I had a bit of snow and I woke up to this winter wonderland. So I can't ask for anything else. Just being perfect. Managed to get my drone up. Yeah, I think this should be quite a good video, hopefully. The location definitely is. Right then, I'm going to concentrate getting down here because, as you can see, even though I'm raving about these lowers, you're still going to slide a little bit on snow and ice. And when I've got stuff like this to contend with, it's probably not best to have one arm in the air like this, like Right, so that bit I came down like this. These lowers are proper grippy, like they're so much better than my others, but you're still going to slip on snow and ice. So coming down that bit that were quite dangerous, I just put my hands behind me like that. I just sort of pushed myself down like that. Because it's just safer than risking falling and banging your head. So that's what I did. And when you're out in the wilderness like this, that's the sort of thing that could save your life. Does it sound like Bear Grylls then or not? If you've made it this far, thanks for watching. And if you're stuck for something to get me for Christmas, subscribe to the channel. Right, I hope you all have a brilliant Christmas, and I'll see you sometime next year for some more epic camps like this. Peace.